Tonight from Seguin High School, AISD Television proudly presents our Arlington High School Volleyball Game of the Week as the Lady Cougars of Seguin play host to the Lady Owls of Joshua. And inside Seguin High School, Jim Staples, our AISD crew, glad to have you on board on this mid-October evening as we take a look at the starting lineups. First for Joshua, some sophomores and a junior: Madison Donnelly, Ellie Berry, Adrian Cortez, followed by Tana Clunch, Molly Hicks, Grace Wood, and Cassidy Wooten, the libero, a sophomore, along with Berry, Clunch, and Hicks. And there you see the coach, Will Walker, guiding the Lady Owls junior varsity team. This is the second meeting of these teams this year. And for the Lady Cougars, Brianna Smith, Yahiri Bass, Shadaria Hall. Bass, a freshman, along with Jada Keeling and Akinyode, a freshman. Daisy James, one of the sophomores in the lineup. And the libero for the Lady Cougars tonight is Isabella Vasquez. And the coach, Tiffany Barlow. Very helpful in our pregame. We're set to get underway, and to do the serving for the Lady Cougars is Daisy James. Far side, blocked nicely, recovered by the Lady Owls. We're going to try it again, and off the antenna. Well, just 30 seconds into set number one, some damage control, and Jada Keeling of Seguin having to fix the antenna across the way, and we're resuming here. And off the hands of the Lady Cougars. Point and side out Joshua. Sophomore Molly Hicks to serve for the Lady Owls. Return right at the net, and an easy kill for Adriana Cortez. That was set up on the poor set by the Lady Cougars. 2-1 Owls. Another nice serve, this time returned. And that one is going to be long off the right hand of Grace Wood. Tied at 2, side out Seguin. Jada Keeling serving. Back. And that's short of the mark by libero Cassidy Wooten. 2 straight points by Seguin. They lead by 1. Keeling, boy, rocket across, but it's fielded nicely. Wood trying to serve it over, but wide of the mark. Just like that, Lady Cougars on top 4-2. Keeling, a freshman. A jump serve, and just a little bit long. Right idea, hoping that one of the Lady Owls would bite on it, but the last second served a couple of foot long of the mark, and side out Joshua. Tana Clunch serving, and she returns the favor on the long serve. So just like that, back to the Lady Cougars on top 5-3. Akinyode at the front line, number 19. Tapped over by Akinyode, and short of the mark, 4 hits. It's 6-3, Lady Cougars. Pushed forward by Wooten. Near side, and off the hands of the Lady Cougars. Not being able to handle it was Daisy James. Cortez serving for Joshua. Boy, set up and just slamming it down. That was easy pickings by Madison Donley. And again, the Lady Cougars having a little bit of trouble early on setting to the middle of the floor, just a little too deep. And conversely, Joshua, the recipient of an easy kill on a couple of points. This one off the net, but over it goes. Tapped at the Joshua side. And the set. And not much of a kill, but it does the job by Molly Hicks. We're tied at 6. Cortez, nice overhand spin and not handled by the Lady Cougars. So 4 straight points by the Lady Owls, and they are back on top. Cortez chased down, but not coming up with it. Daisy James running out of room. And it's 8-6, Joshua. That one looks long and is. So the service error gives the ball back to Seguin and stops a 5-0 run. Lola Guzman in the game and will be serving. Guzman, a sophomore, and a service error. Short of the mark. Back it goes to Joshua on top, 9-7. Freshman Grace Wood at the line. Smacked over. Set nicely off the hands of a Donley. Oh, and short arming it. Just mistimed the kill attempt. Kiana Gage. She looks over at the bench with a little bit of a smile on her face. She was set nicely, but just was coming down when the ball was in its prime hitting spot. So side out Seguin, and nice serve. And tap short of the mark. Keeling couldn't convert. Lefty serves. Contreras tried to save it and does so. Nice return by the Lady Cougars. Set, tapped over and diving for it, but not being able to save it. A nice try by Contreras. So the Lady Owls have built their lead back up to 3. Berry once again serving. Oh, just taps the net and no one home for the Lady Cougars. As Vasquez looking around, but no help from any of her teammates. It's 12-8, Joshua. A service. Lady Owls by 5. Sliding to her knee, Contreras initially saved it, but Seguin not able to recover, and that will force them to call a timeout. Well, the Lady Cougars led 6-3, but it has been much the Lady Owls' way, on top 14-8 now. And that one in the net, so it continues for Joshua, now on top 15-8. Running jump serve, lefty into the corner, fielded by Vasquez. But unable on the 4 hits. The lead is bulged to 8. Far side, Contreras. Set nicely. And that one tapped down. Waiting in the middle of the floor, Akinyode. And no one there to return it for Joshua, and a big stoppage and a return to service for Seguin, and it's Akinyode to do the serving. And an ace serve. So Seguin looking for a little bit of a comeback. Seven points, answered by 2 for the Lady Cougars. To the near side. Wooten on the return, now shoveled over by Gage. Contreras sets it up. Nice little play on both sides, but finding a empty space on the floor, tapped over by Donnelly. And it is 17-10 Joshua, side out Lady Owls. On the far side, Wooten serving, and Wooten with the service ace. (18-10) Lady Owls. Nice zip on that serve, but no problem by the Lady Cougars, and in the near corner. Boy, it looked very close to being in, and still kind of looking at one another to see what had happened, and saying that it was well, there's still some confusion on who actually got the point, and it is awarded to Joshua. I think that the Lady Owls may have gotten a break there. So 19-10 Joshua. Set on the far side and not converting on the nice set. Gage comes up a little bit short. So 19-11. And Lady Cougar substitution back in, Brianna Smith. Cougar serving, and service ace. Daisy James. 19-12 Joshua. From the back, Wooten has it returned. Back set. Plunch over the top. Coming across, and that one is a little bit long. Keeling thought she had it, shoveled it over, but just a little long of the end line, so it's back over to Joshua. Side out. Lady Owls lead by 8. Set one here, the best of 3. Nice return, a little confusion by the Joshua team, but they recover. And that one is out. Thought it might have been deflected. It was a nice set and a nice attempt by Wood, but just a little bit long, so it's 20-13 side out. Lady Cougars. Keeling to do the honor. Grace Wood exits for the Lady Owls. Nice service. Not sure they're going to catch up with that. Good recovery and back across. Boy, nice job by the Lady Owls off of the serve. It looked like there was no way that they were going to recover, but they did indeed and get the point. And has inspired this Lady Owls team to try to finish it off here in game 1. Amy Olivas, a junior, enters, and she will do the serving. Near side, over it goes. Hicks on the set, handled by the Lady Cougars, but not set well enough. And so it's 22-13. Lady Owls in control. Nice kill, but a block, and the point goes to Joshua. 23-13. Lady Cougars over nicely, back set. Barry tries to deliver. Dug out by the Seguin team and off the hands of Cortez. Couldn't control it. Point and side out Seguin. They need a rally right now, down by 9. And it's Vasquez hoping to get a string going here. Lefty had it nicely delivered to her. And just slammed to the floor, Ellie Berry. And it's set point for the Lady Owls. Cortez serving. And Cortez will do it with a service ace. And Joshua disposes of Seguin in set number 1, 25-14. Ready for set number 2. Joshua wins set 1, 25-14 in the early stages of set 1. The Lady Cougars had a 6-3 lead, but a series of runs by the Lady Owls, and they comfortably cruise to a set 1 win. Had a number change, and our apologies for that. We corrected that in between the sets, but Shadaria Hall, who was listed as number 11, is in fact wearing number 6. So we're underway. It is Joshua to serve, and the first one is outside the line, so Joshua strikes first here in set number 2. Molly Hicks, the server. James with the set. Dug out by Neal. Nice kill attempt, but returned Wood with that delivery. Nice high set in the middle. Gage pushes it forward, and that one is well long, but it is tipped, and so it is a 2-0 Joshua lead. Racing over to dig it out is James, and that one is well wide and long. And 3 unanswered Lady Owls points here in set 2. Hicks continues to serve. Smith on the return. Near side. Nice dig by Hall. Shoveled over. Chased down by Hicks. Dug out, but that's going to be wide. Nice effort by James. Just could not control the angle of the ball, so it's 4-0 Lady Owls. Smith over, and no one home. Diving up to try to make a last-second save was Julian Neal. So it's side out and point Seguin. And it's freshman Jada Keeling serving. Running jump serve, has a little bit of pop on it. Wooten. And that one is short of the mark. Nice try by Keeling. Some 10 feet away from the net, had good height, but just couldn't quite get enough height on it, and it's side out point Lady Owls, and the server is Tana Clunch. And she has the service error, so it's right back to Seguin. Yahira Bass out of the game for Seguin. Vasquez serving. 5-2. Joshua set number 2. Make it 5-3. As Cortez unable to get it across. Vasquez. Nice high floater, a little bit of a knuckleball, and racing in to make it at the last second was Barry. Set up. Back it goes. Back set. Lefty. Nice shot by Barry. It's 6-3 Joshua. Cortez the server. Short, nice save at the net by James. And unable to get enough on it to get it across the net was Grace Woods, so it's back over to Seguin, trailing 6-4. Lola Guzman in the game, and she's serving. Wood tapped over and trying to race up to make the save, but unable to do so was Kira Jackson, so it's 7-4 now. Joshua leading by 3. Grace Wood serving. Pushed over. Akinyode had it returned. Wood. Barry. Now the Cougars have it. Nice volley, maybe the best one we've seen in both sets, but ultimately goes to the Lady Cougars. Now trailing by only 2 as Yesenia Contreras is inserted to serve for Seguin. Run down by Barry. Unable to save it. So Seguin now trails only by 1. Well, Madison Donnelly probably not expecting that one to find floor, but it does so. So point Joshua side out. Lady Owls on top by 2, and Joshua inserting Tana Clouch back into the lineup. Over the net, nice bit of overspin by Jada Keeling. 8-7 Seguin. Akinyode on the serve. Back feed, and that's wide off of the right arm of Madison Donnelly. So we are knotted at 8. Tapped over. Clouch has it. And a nice block by Yahira Bass. And that will force Joshua to call a timeout as Seguin has taken the lead 9-8. Joshua got off to a hot start in set number 2, 4-0, 5-1. But the Lady Cougars have clawed back to take a 9-8 lead. Short-lived, we're tied back at 9. Side out Joshua. And Cassidy Wooten. She serves. Cortez back in for Joshua. (10-9) Lady Owls. Wooten serving. Keeling and Bass at the front line along with Guzman. And a point inside out to the Lady Cougars. Tied back at 10. James with the serve. Across court. Kill attempt by Cortez is fielded by the Lady Cougars. Rifled across by Keeling. Trying to dig it out. Lunging. Nice effort by Contreras. Just can't come up with it. And so the Lady Owls regain the lead. And back in is Molly Hicks to serve. Little confusion by the Lady Cougars, and it may have resulted in Bass not able to get the third hit across the net. It is 12-10 Joshua. Contreras has it. And then James can't come up with it on the near side, and just like that, Joshua has built a 3-point lead, and that forces Tiffany Barlow and the Lady Cougars to call a timeout. Resuming play, Joshua with side out. Molly Hicks is the server. Lady Cougars hoping to stop this Joshua run. And off the head of Daisy James. 4 unanswered points by the Lady Owls, and it's 14-10. And a short serve. So side out Lady Cougars. As Shadaria Hall returning. She along with Bass and Smith on the front line for the Lady Cougars. The running serve by Keeling. And that is wide. So point inside out Joshua. As the Lady Owls reinsert Amy Olivas. And she will be at the line to serve. 15-11. Joshua by 4. They won set number 1, 25-14. Kara Jackson sets it up. That was Molly Hicks, number 13. And Ellie Berry, number 2, has been muddy most of tonight, but short arms that one. So it gives the point and the ball back to Seguin. They trail by 3. And it's Vasquez to serve for the Lady Cougars. Nicely done. And no one home on the back end of that one as it's put down by Adriana Cortez. So Joshua with the serve and a 4-point lead. It's Cortez. Cortez, Smith having a hard time handling that to her left. And cannot control it, so it's 17-12 now, Lady Owls. Chantal Hobbs, number 5, now playing for Seguin. Vasquez, in the middle it goes. Pushed over two-handed in the middle by Akinyode. Nice running save by Jackson. But not enough to save it for the Lady Cougars. The Joshua lead at 6 here in the second set. And a service error, a much needed side out by the Lady Cougars. Smith will exit. And Guzman returns. She sparked the Lady Cougars late in the first set, needing to do the same thing here. Barry has it go off the hand of Jackson. And Barry has had a really nice match. Another kill recorded for her, so it's side out Joshua. And Wood trying to get this second one in the books for the Lady Owls. And it's 20-13, and it will force the Lady Cougars to once again stop play here in the second set. Well, Seguin had a mild run of 3 straight points to take their only lead 9-8, but it has been the streaks by Joshua that has now extended this lead in the second set to 21-13. Lady Cougars trying to chase it down and can't handle it. Joshua just 3 points away of sweeping this match, and that one looks wide and is wide. Again, line judge looking, and now it's determined that in fact it was in. So a service ace recorded by Grace Wood, 23-13. That one skips over the net and in. Boy, what a nice job of getting that over by Vasquez. And a much needed side out for the Lady Cougars as Contreras returns with her teams back to the wall, and they really need a streak here, and that's a nice start on the service ace. Gage can't handle it. 23-15. That one looks long and well long. So with the side out and the point to Joshua, just a point away from winning set 2 and the match, 2-0. As Claunch returns, and it will be lefty Ellie Berry hoping to close this out. Set by Wood. Vasquez on the return, pushed over, dug out by the Lady Owls. This one, though, will not be dug out, and that put a exclamation mark on this one by Gage. And Joshua wins set number 2, 25-15 to win this match 2-0. So set number 2 goes to the Joshua Lady Owls 25-15. They win set number 1, 25-14, and close it out 2-0 in this match. Our thanks to our AISD television production crew, Spence, our producer-director, Vern Cox and Mackenzie Stokes, camera operators, and Anna Hernandez, the graphics. This is Jim Staples saying thanks, and we'll see you next time on AISD television.